Hello students, welcome back to our next class. In the previous class, we have discussed about the reactions of acid. Acid when react with metal to form salt and hydrogen gas. Example, HCl plus zinc gives ZnCl2 plus H2. Then second reaction is that when acid react with the metal carbonate, it form carbon dioxide, not hydrogen gas. It form carbon dioxide plus water plus salt. Then when comes to when acid react with the metal hydrogen carbonates, it forms again like the metal carbonate, it forms salt, water, carbon dioxide. These are the things that we have learned in the previous class. Now what we are going to check what happens when we add acid and bases together. Okay, there is an activity given, activity 2.6, that is take 2 ml of NaOH, sodium hydroxide, in a beaker. Then add some HCl dropwise. Before that, we have to add 2 drops of phenolphthalein. Then it turns pink color. Phenolphthalein gives pink color in the presence of base NaOH. Sodium hydroxide is a base. So when we add 2 drops of phenolphthalein to sodium hydroxide, it turns pink color. So let's see what happens when we add HCl dropwisely to this NaOH sodium hydroxide solution. When we add hydrochloric acid, the pink color of the NaOH sodium hydroxide decreases. Its intensity decreases, and ultimately after some time at a point the HCl, when most of the HCl is poured into the NaOH, when we reach at a point, the pink color disappears. What happens there? Why the pink color disappears there? Yes, when we add an acid to a base, at a point it will both of its characteristics will nullify. That at a point there will be no any characteristics of both acids and bases. So when we add, at a point the color disappears. Then again when we add 2 drops of sodium hydroxide to this solution, the pink color reappears, because when we nullify both of these effects, when we add 2 drops extra, the characteristics of bases be only there. So the pink color reappear. So what happens is here, when we add acid and a base, it get nullify both of its characteristics and form water and salt. This process is called neutralization. What is neutralization? Neutralization that is acid plus base gives salt and water. So this process is called neutralization. They get neutralized each other. That is, for example, HCl plus NaOH gives the salt we get is NaCl plus H2O. So after adding these two, there will not be any acid or base. It turns to a salt and a water. So this is neutralization reaction. The reaction between an acid and a base to give a salt and water is known as neutralization reaction. Then reaction of metallic oxide with acid. Next reaction is acid reaction is reaction of acid with metallic oxide. What happens when we add acid to metallic oxide? Which name one example for metallic oxide. Metallic oxide, here it is an example given. Take small amount of copper oxide. Copper is a metal. Its oxide is copper oxide. So when we take a copper oxide in a beaker and add dilute hydrochloric, an acid is added, dilute hydrochloric acid is added to it. What happens? There it becomes blue green and the copper oxide dissolves. What is the reason for that blue green color? The blue green color of the solution is due to the formation of copper 2 chloride in the reaction. The general reaction between a metal oxide and an acid gas given is written, and what we get after adding acid to metal oxide? We get a salt plus water. Again we get a salt plus water. This is also like this, isn't it? Yes. Comparing to this equation, in the product side there is salt, there is also salt, there is water and there is also water. Coming to the reactor side, the acid is same. But in the case of metallic oxide there is base. So we can conclude that, we can infer that metallic oxide has basic character, or metallic oxide is a base. When acid and base combine, salt and water is formed. So here also salt and water is formed. So we can inform that metallic oxide has basic character. So then reaction of then the oxides of metals are basic in character or basic oxides. Then reaction of non-metallic oxide with the base. Next, base plus reaction of base with the non-metallic oxide. What happens? There are so many non-metals in the periodic table. Which are they? Oxygen, nitrogen, etc. Then which are the non-metallic oxide? Give an example for non-metallic oxide. Calcium. Here is a example given. Non-metallic oxide, carbon dioxide. Carbon is a non-metal, so carbon dioxide is a non-metallic oxide. And calcium, you saw you have already seen the reaction between carbon dioxide and calcium hydroxide here. When we add, take page number 20, there is calcium hydroxide adding with the carbon dioxide. In this experiment, when calcium hydroxide is formed here, milky lime is formed here, so milky precipitate is formed here, that is calcium hydroxide. When we add carbon dioxide again on it, there forms calcium carbonate. Okay, and again calcium carbonate is treated with the carbon dioxide, there forms a salt which is soluble in water. So coming to back to here, calcium hydroxide, which is a base, react with carbon dioxide to produce a salt and water. Here it is, calcium carbonate is formed. Calcium carbonate is a salt and H2O is water. So when we add a non-metallic oxide, that is CO2, to a base, calcium hydroxide is a base. Example, we are taking example as calcium hydroxide. When we add carbon dioxide to calcium hydroxide, it forms calcium carbonate, which is a salt, and H2O, water. So we can inform that the non-metallic oxide have acidic character. Okay, non-metallic oxide are acidic in nature. We can compare this with this reaction. There is, in the case of base is there, but salt and water is there in the products. And in the place of non-metallic oxide, there is acid in the reaction. So we can conclude that non-metallic oxide are base acidic in nature. So there is some questions given in your textbook. You have to answer to this and write it in your science diary. Okay. Then coming to, what do all acids and all bases have in common? What do all acids and bases have in common? All acids give hydrogen when it is reactive with the metal. That we have already talked about. Okay. So metal displaces hydrogen gas. So every acid has hydrogen gas in it. So hydrogen gas will be its common component. So let's check through an experiment. There is an experiment given in your textbook activity 2.8 in page number 22. Just go through it. That is, a beaker is given with a cork, rubber cork. Two nails are fixed in the cork, and these two nails are connected to the external circuit to 6-volt battery and bulb through a switch. So let us take the solution let us take different solution in this beaker. First we have to take dilute hydrochloric acid solution. Then we have to take, in this activity they are asked to take glucose, then alcohol, then HCl, hydrochloric acid, then sulfuric acid. These are the liquids that they are asked to take in this reaction. So let's see what happens when we add this solution. The bulb will start glowing in which cases? When we add acids like HCl and H2O, SO4, the bulb starts glowing. And in the case of glucose and alcohols, the bulb does not glow. Why? Because what will you observe that glucose, but you will observe that glucose and alcohol solution do not conduct electricity. Glowing of the bulb indicate that there is a flow of electric current through the solution. In this situation, if the bulb glows, then it means that there is an electronic conduction through this solution. So there is a flow of electric current through the solution. The electric current is carried out through the acidic solution by ions. In the solution, In this solution, in the outer circuit, the current is carried by electrons. But when the current to flow, the circuit should be closed. The circuit is end by here at these nails, but it is connected in the liquid also. In the liquid, the current is carried out by ions. In the outer circuit, the current is carried out by electrons. In the liquid, the current is carried out by ions. Which ions are present here? In hydrochloric acid, hydrogen is an cation and Cl minus is the anion. So then in the case of H2SO4, H plus is the cation and SO4 2 minus is the anion. And in some other acids also, like HNO3, NO3 in HNO3, then SO4 2 minus in H2SO4, CH3COO minus in CH3COOH. These are the other anions in other acids. Since the cation is present in acid is H plus, this suggests that acid produce hydrogen ions in solution, which are responsible for their acidic properties. In every acids there is H plus ions, so it indicates that it is responsible for the acidic character. So in generally acids commonly have H plus ions. Then what happens to base? In the case of base, what is common to it? For example, alkalis such as sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide. What can you conclude from the results of this activity? In calcium hydroxide, then sodium hydroxide. What is common in these two alkalis? Yes, OH is the common in bases. H plus is common in acid and OH minus. OH minus is a common ion present in bases. So there is a next, we are going to next topic, that is what happens to an acid or base in water solution. When we add acid or base to water, what happens to it, or what happens to its ions? That we are going to check. There is an experiment given. Take a beaker and take some sodium chloride in it, then adding concentrated H2SO4 with a dropper through the sides of the beaker. What happens? A gas will formed. What is the gas? Which is the gas? Yes, hydrogen chloride gas. Okay. Then what we are next going to do is collect the gas through the this is the experiment. NaCl, sodium chloride, then we have added H2SO4. What happened? A gas will evolve and collect this gas through a pipe, and at the mouth of this tube place two litmus paper, one which is wet and one which is dry. Okay, we are taking blue litmus paper. First place a litmus paper which is dry. What happens? Its color never changes. Then next we are going to place a wet litmus paper. What happens? The wet litmus paper's color changes into red. So from this we can conclude that the acid gives its ions only in the presence of water. In the case of wet litmus paper, there is water. So the hydrogen gas H plus ion will get separated in the presence of water. In other case, there is dry litmus paper, so the H plus ions in the HCl never displaces. Okay, so when we add acid to water, it forms ions. When we add acid to it, forms ion H plus. Otherwise, the HCl is an acid. The H plus and Cl minus never get separated when it is HCl. But when we add it with water, this H plus and Cl minus get separated into ions. They form H plus ions and Cl minus ions. So H plus or H3O plus are the ions given by the acid when it is dissolved in water. In the case of bases, they give what? OH minus ions. For example, KOH plus H2O gives what? OH minus ions plus K plus ion. Okay? Then if we are taking MgOH twice, this is a base. When we dissolve it in water, we get OH minus ions plus Mg2 plus ion. Okay, so bases generally generate hydroxide ions in water. Acid generate H plus ions in water and bases generate OH minus ions in water. Okay. Hydrogen ions cannot exist alone, but they exist after combining with the water molecules. In HCl acid, there is HCl. HCl never separate from Cl minus, but it is separate from Cl minus when it is added with the water. Okay. Then bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. Bases are also called alkalis. The bases that dissolve in water are called alkalis. All bases are not alkalis, but all alkalis are bases. So hope you understood that. So we have discussed today is the reactions of acid with a base that we call neutralization, and it forms salt and water. Then we come across with acid when react with the metal oxide form salt and water. Metal oxide are basic in character. Then when we add base with the non-metallic oxide form salt and water. So non-metallic oxide have basic character. So this is all about today's topic. Hope you understood. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me. You have to do the activities and also the questions given here and submit it to me. So let's meet in another class. Okay, bye.